There was a guy who came to this church for 7 years. He used to sit up in the bleachers. And he came for 7 years, never got involved in anything, never joined a small group, just came to worship and left. Never even met anybody in the church. I'm the only person he ever knew. Never made any friends in the family. One day he had a heart attack and he got in the hospital, and then he got an infection and he was in for 2 weeks. And I was out traveling around speaking somewhere. I didn't even hear about it till I got back. And when he got out of the hospital, he came to the church and he said, "I'm leaving the church." I said, "Why?" He said, "Because it's unfriendly. Nobody visited me in the hospital." I said, "I'm sorry. I've told you many times that I could not make it in life without my small group. 8 other people, plus my wife and I, in our small group. This last year, we've gone through practically every kind of family or personal crisis you could imagine. And we've been there to wait for each other, and to wait with each other, and to weep with each other when we needed support." See, here's God's plan. 1 Corinthians 12. If one member suffers, all suffer together. You know, I read recently about a guy who died at home in his bed, and nobody discovered it for 2 years. I thought, how tragic that a guy was not even missed for 2 years. Can you imagine the despair in that man's heart as he was dying in bed? Nobody should ever die alone. Nobody should ever have to go through that kind of despair. Would you write this down? Community is God's answer to despair. Community is God's answer to despair. Romans 12:15 says, "Be happy with those who are happy and weep with those who weep." We do that in a group. Somebody has a good thing, a promotion, a celebration, a graduation. We party. We have a good time. We have fun. Somebody has a tough time, we weep with them. By the way, you know, a lot of times in groups, small groups, people don't know how to deal with tears. You'll be in a small group together and someone starts crying. A little tear comes down the cheek. Let me give you a little tip. A tear is always a sign it's time to stop and pray. That's what you do. Whenever there is a tear, it's time to stop and pray. And so he said, "Well, let's just stop right now and let's pray for Mary. She just got this news from her sister. So let's stop and pray for her right now. Let's stop and